if Israel recognizing Somaliland has destabilized or will destabilize or will be destabilizing the peace and stability of Africa, man, then I don't know which agreement or what agreement my government, as in Nigerian government, did, or whoever agreed something with my government that there's no peace and stability in some parts of my country and in other African nations. Hello, what's up, everyone? It's your boy, the Crackhead, wishing you all a wonderful Saturday evening. How many of you know that the purpose of this page is to bring to your notice, number one, those news you might never get to hear. And the second purpose of this page is to analyze the viral news you've heard. So this evening, brothers and sisters, I am here to report a news that probably you mightn't have heard because you're busy watching videos that has to do with gossips or videos of those who are chasing clouds. But anyways, I'm here to chase clouds also, but this is in a different direction. In Africa, we have a country called Somalia. And about 30 years ago, or so many years ago, there are people in that country that broke out or tried to break out or already broke out, and they gave themselves a name called Somaliland. Hallelujah. But however, for the first time in history, one country have decided to support and endorse, should we use that word? This country, out of all the countries in the world, they are the first country that has openly endorsed or supported Somaliland. And what country is that, brothers and sisters? Is God's own country, the state of Israel. Earlier this afternoon, I saw African regional bodies reject recognition of Somaliland by Israel. Somalia's federal government strongly, not lightly, strongly, not weakly, strongly rejected what it described as an unlawful move by Israel to recognize Somaliland. The Associated Press says Africa's regional governance bodies on Saturday, that's today, rejected the recognition of Somalia's breakaway region of Somaliland as an independent nation by Israel a day earlier, the first by any country in more than 30 years. Somaliland declared independence from Somalia in 1991 amid a descent into conflict, and despite having its own government and currency, had never, ever been recognized by any nation in the world until Friday. That's until yesterday. The African Union chairperson, Mahmoud Ali Yusuf, said any attempt to undermine Somalia's sovereignty risks peace and stability on the continent. As if there was peace and stability on the continent. Brothers and sisters, I'm just reading. Whatever I add is my own allegedly. He said that the Commission firmly rejects any initiative or action aimed at recognizing Somaliland as an independent entity, recalling that Somaliland remains an integral part of the Federal Republic of Somalia. Somalia's federal government on Friday strongly rejected what it described as an unlawful move by Israel to recognize Somaliland, reaffirming that the northern region remains an integral part of Somalia's sovereign territory. It was not known why Israel made the declaration at this time or whether it was expecting something in return. Earlier this year, U.S. and Israeli officials told the Associated Press that Israel had approached Somaliland about taking in Palestinians from Gaza as part of U.S. President Donald Trump's plan at the time to resettle the territory's population. The United States has since abandoned that plan. Donald Trump, why have you abandoned that plan? You said you were going to turn Gaza into Dubai. Anyways, I'm just asking a question as a reporter. Netanyahu's office said on Friday that he, Israeli Foreign Minister Gideon Sa'ar, and Somaliland's President Abdirahman Mohamed Abdullahi signed a joint declaration in the spirit of the Abraham Accords. That initiative, which started in 2020, established commercial and diplomatic ties between Israel and several Arab and Muslim majority countries. Trump sees it as key to his plan for bringing long-term stability to the Middle East. The foreign minister of Egypt, a major mediator in the Israel-Hamas war, said on social media that it rejects Israel's recognition of Somaliland and stressed full support for Somalia's sovereignty, unity, and territorial integrity. East African Governing Body, IGAD, in a statement on Saturday, said Somalia's sovereignty was recognized under international law. In quote, any unilateral recognition runs contrary to the Charter of the United Nations, the Constitutive Act of the African Union, and the agreement establishing IGAD, the statement read in part. Meanwhile, why did Israel recognize Somaliland? Behind Israel's recognition of Somaliland, years of quiet Mossad involvement. Israel becomes the first UN member to recognize Somaliland as a sovereign state, drawing condemnation from Somalia, Turkey, and Egypt. The move reflects strategic interest near Houthi-controlled areas and years of quiet Mossad agreement. This, my friends, is taken from Ynet Global. It reads, Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu on Friday announced Israel's formal recognition of Somaliland as an independent and sovereign state. In return, Somaliland will establish diplomatic relations with Israel in what officials described as an agreement in the spirit of the Abraham Accords. Simple, short, and simple. So, brothers and sisters, we do not know where this is heading to. And why Israel recognized, as in Israel has become the first country to recognize Somaliland. I don't know why, don't ask me. And African Union, if that has destabilized the peace, let's put that in quote, if Israel recognizing Somaliland has destabilized or will destabilize or will be destabilizing the peace and stability of Africa, man, then I don't know which agreement or what agreement my government, as in Nigerian government, did, or whoever agreed something with my government that there's no peace and stability in some parts of my country and in other African nations. Well, I think it's high time the government of Somalia, Somaliland, and Israel came together and have a round table talk. That's all what I have to say, because all this while when they talk, say, World War III, World War III. See, now very small thing goes spark this war. Where people they expect, where pastors are prophesying World War III will start from, it might not even start from there. It might start from something very, very small. It might even start from me just coughing the wrong cough, and somebody somewhere becomes angry, and it starts. So whatever is the reason Israel recognized Somaliland, don't ask me, I'm just reporting. So I believe, or I think, the news and the story will unfold as time goes on. If Somaliland talks to they know one day Somalia again, and it's not the, like say it's in just 30 years since 1991. They say they even have their currency, they have their president, they have their administration. So they already broke out. Were you guys just waiting for the first country that will recognize them? Was that what was going on all this while? Just waiting for the first country that will recognize Somaliland? Because I can't seem to understand if, according to the news I just read, these guys have been, this country or this breakaway country has been operating autonomously, even though they are still in Somalia. So I don't know what's going on anymore. Goodbye.